Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's my wife's birthday next week.
Nice.
My wife's birthday's next Tuesday, and then, yeah, just Friday I have a lot of schoolwork to finish up, so.
Yeah,
So,
man.
you know,
Life
that's
first.
life. That's life.
Life comes first, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then a change of schedule, of course, as I go back to work, and I'm not sure what that's going to entail. My current job is being a bit ambiguous with providing me more hours, which is really annoying, because it was like the whole reason that I went to go work there in the first place.
I'm telling you, dude, Bitcoin.
Dude, I know, man.
I'm such a peddler of Bitcoin. Bro, beginning of last month, that shit was 50,000, or month before, 50,000. Hell, beginning of the year was 30,000.
It's just gonna be the Great Old Ones Bitcoin Speculation Finance Watch channel now.
Yep. Dude, it's doubled since January. Think about that. More than doubled since January.
Yeah.
So if you had put $3,000 in there, you'd have $6,000. You could literally make a living.
If only I had a GPU to mine all that Bitcoin with.
I don't know how that works. All I know is the price is increasing. I just put money into it.
The GPU is the thing that runs the algorithms to make the Bitcoin make you money.
So you could just buy a computer and make Bitcoin?
Well, that's essentially what people do, is they hook up a bunch of graphics cards together and then run algorithms through them to like mine Bitcoin. And that's how like the GPU shortage has been exacerbated by
That's why.
Bitcoin. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why it was so freaking hard for me to get.
It's yeah. And it happened a few years ago too.
Yeah, well, shit, it's been skyrocketing in price.
Mm-hmm.
I put so much money into it right now, and I'm like blown away at how fast that shit's growing. Like, of course, the more money you put into it, the more money you can
the more you get out.
But man, I'm like considering cleaning out my 401k and just pumping it all into that shit. Like, seriously, dude, because it's growing faster than my 401k, way faster than my 401k.
Mm. I mean, if you have the money to like play around with, I don't blame you. My wife has that kind of money to play around with. I've been telling her to do stuff like that, but
she should. Well,
we'll see.
Some people are more like, my wife is very, my wife's the breadwinner, really. She's more hesitant, but luckily she trusts me enough where she's like, all right, you handle that. I'll trust you. I don't know what else to do with that. So she's like apprehensive about it, which is understandable. I mean, I wouldn't, if I didn't understand at least part of it, I probably wouldn't invest in it, because why would you put your livelihood into something you don't understand so well, you know? So I get where she's coming from, and even I don't fully understand Bitcoin, but I understand enough of the long-term investment portion of it to feel safe about it. At least somewhat safe. Comfortable. We'll say comfortable about it.
There you go. All right. Well, are you ready to check out Devil Reef?
Hell yeah, I am. Are we already live?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit. All right. So, FYI, everyone, we are not financial advisors, so this conversation about Bitcoin is purely my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't want anyone to clean out their 401k and buy Bitcoin because I said I was doing that, so, and then lose all their money. So I'm most definitely not a financial advisor. Yes. So Devil Reef, dude.
Sorry, we're playing In Too Deep. I'm an idiot.
Oh shit, In Too Deep. Yeah. Did you set up the right scenario?
I set up. Yeah.
Dude, this is huge. Look at this freaking map.
Yeah. So the map is huge, but it actually works out pretty well. I had that skepticism too. I remember when we had first talked about the scenario that was going to be a huge bane for solo players, but I remember playing this as Trish, and it wasn't too bad. But admittedly, I was playing with shortcut and stuff, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, wow. It's Yeah, I feel like I should have gotten some mobility cards in here.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, campaign so far has been a bit rough, but
Already, yeah, we've had some hurdles. We have 2 physical trauma each.
the esoteric order of Bitcoin. All right, so does it? Where's the audio information? What on earth?
Oh, did it not pop up? Hey, hold on. I forgot to turn the heater off. It's making noise. Hold on.
Oh, is it because I didn't put that away? Is that why? Yeah, I think that's why. Okay. So maybe it's in here?
Had to slide in the chair. Couldn't get up and do it. You figure that thing out?
Oh, it's over here. Sorry.
Oh.
We got it.
We got it.
We got it.
Flatten out that crease, man.
Talk about my bed?
No, the scenario sheet.
Oh. Yeah, you like that high quality scan?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not bad. The scan's not bad, all things considered.
No, definitely not. Considering that's how they package them, and it's like you feel like you have to like, I don't know, you feel like an archaeologist like trying to like carefully pick them out of the package every time. I've ripped a couple of them and it pisses me off.
I know, me too. Well, usually I'll have extras, but so it's nice to have that. Oh, dude, Manson already blessing us. Look at that. We need all the help we can get.
Ah, thanks, pal. Appreciate it. All right, so when we last left off, remember Alina was like, all right, we gotta go back into town. And we're like, dude, this is dumb. That's a terrible idea. Why would we do that? But
I do recall, yes.
Yeah, so
what upgrades, before we start reading and stuff, what upgrades did you get for your deck?
So given that we only had 3 experience, I think the only thing I ended up upgrading was I got a bulletproof vest over an overpower because we've already taken 2 physical trauma and I need all the soak I can get.
That's pretty smart. I had banked 1 XP, so I got leadership level 2, and then I got ended up getting another copy of Second Wind again for the damage. I was gonna get the thermos, but the resource cost of 4 is kind of harsh, and it would have been nice because it heals 2 for each of us each time, but I figured the 4 resource cost with this Carolyn deck depending so highly on boosting her stats with resources, it was just going to hinder me tremendously, so I ended up opting for just another Second Wind, and I'll just try and help you tank with whichever other means I can.
We just need enough soak, so I'm thinking like I might even go into Charisma, so that way I can play Renfield and have Molly in play at the same time, and then that gives me additional soak, and hopefully we can make it through, but we'll see. So yeah, we left off. I think I have another XP banked for next scenario. I've been spending all of mine, so I'm hoping to get 4. I'm hoping to get Ward level 2. That's my hope. Nice. All right. Nice. How's the XP on this one? Is it better than the first 2 scenarios? It's kind of low in this first. Yeah, I remember getting at least 7 or 8, if I remember correctly. Wow. That's really good. A lot of the locations have VP, and then I think you get like bonus VP depending on certain things that you do. Okay, cool. I'm excited for a bunch of XP now. There's also other ways that you can get XP through side objectives that I won't spoil for you. So, okie doke. All right, let's begin the wall of text. I read first half, you read the other half, or we'll do the voice.
Agent Harper's voice. You'll do the voice.
Mm-hmm.
The sea rises steadily as you make your way along the coast toward the town of Innsmouth. The sun and moon align over the distant horizon, threatening a grim, uncertain future. You remember the layout of the town and several strange faces you met during your first few days here, but nothing that transpired between them and waking up in the waterlogged pit. Agent Harper has been trying to fill you in, but with so many gaps in your memory, each explanation only perplexes you further.
Who's your line? Is it my line?
I think that's Harper.
Oh, okay. Ever since you came to Innsmouth, things have only gotten worse. It began with the locals. Each day they got rowdier and more hostile, especially to outsiders like you and me. You remember how nauseating some of them looked? Slimy, grayish skin, wide lips, bulging eyes, that sort of thing.
You nod. Now that you've remembered, you almost wish you hadn't. It wasn't just the way they looked either. Their hoarse voices croaked syllables barely resembling human speech, and they reeked of rotting fish.
They're the ones who've been stirring up trouble recently. And that's not all. There are other creatures skulking around Innsmouth of late. I'm sure you've seen them too.
She shudders.
There's some kind of connection between the esoteric order of Dagon and those things. Not sure what yet, but we'll get to the bottom of it if...
Agent Harper's voice trails off as she climbs to the top of the headland. Whatever has her staring agape can't be good. You reach the top, haul yourself over the ridge, and see the same devastation she does. Innsmouth has been invaded. The same creatures you encountered in that sacrificial pit prowl the streets, foul things from the depths of the sea, or perhaps beyond. They patrol the alleys and intersections, searching for something. Hunting makeshift barricades block the various pathways through the town as water from the Monuxet River spills out into the streets. Did I say it right this time?
You did, yep.
Okay.
No, this can't be.
Agent Harper intoned. A moment of silent gloom hangs between you. It's clear that Innsmouth is no longer safe. You inform Agent Harper that Agent Dawson left his vehicle near hers at the abandoned railway station on the western edge of Innsmouth. She nods, understanding.
Right. We have to get to the other side of town, and fast.
The sky above you is bathed in hues of violent crimson. With any luck, no more of that color will be spilled today. Ooh, I like that line.
That's a little cryptic.
It's a cool line.
It is a good line.
That Agent Harper, I swear, I look forward to playing this just for that
voice. Did you watch any of Venture Brothers yet?
You sent me that link and I watched a couple of things and I was cracking up because you sound just like that character. And funny you mentioned Venture Brothers because I was watching another video on YouTube the other day, completely unrelated to Arkham or anything like that. And someone mentioned Venture Brothers. Like,
it's weird how life does that, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It might have been Red Letter Media, and they mentioned Venture Brothers on one of their like recent videos they posted, and I'm like, damn, we were just talking about this show. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. Oh, hey, penguins. Nice to see you.
Hey.
We are just about to get into Deep proper here. So let's get into setup. So we've got the locations and the barriers. Each investigator begins play at the desolate coastline. And then place keys as follows. Check the campaign log for the location that is circled. What was the hideout? It was Church Green, right?
Church Green, yep.
Yeah. So the black key goes there. Then set each other key face down and shuffle them so you don't know which is which. Check the campaign log for each suspect enemy that is out for blood, so that it's just Barnabas. And trigger each of their revelation abilities without placing clues on them.
Ooh. Where are they? In this deck here on the side?
Yeah, it should be the 6 suspects over here, yeah.
So we search for Barnabas. Boom. And we resolve his revelation effect.
Without placing clues on him.
Put Barnabas Marsh at the Marsh Refinery. Okay. Man, I can't believe how big this map is.
Yeah, it's quite huge.
So we're supposed to get to the other side, is from at least from the story, what I'm gathering.
Yep.
Where the hell's the Marsh Refinery?
I think it's over here. Yeah, it's over here.
Oh shit, I missed it.
So this is like the base of the town, essentially, and then like we start on the coastline of town, and now we have to get all the way back.
Okay.
So I believe we want to get to the railroad station specifically.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So two rounds and we're there.
Yeah, so the barricades obviously impede movement. So you can move up and down, but you can't move side to side until you remove the barriers.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Because some have like 3 barricades. I see.
Yeah, so it says each barrier is represented by a resource token. Barriers block movement along the path. There are 1 or more barriers directly between 2 locations. They can't move. You can't move between one and the other. Barriers can be removed by using some location abilities or the ability on Act 1A, which we'll get to in a second. The more barriers placed between these 2 locations, the more times such an ability must be used in order to clear the path. When a hunter enemy moves, after determining which investigator it moves towards, it follows the shortest path not blocked by barriers. If no such path exists, it ignores barriers. All other enemy movement ignores barriers. Gross.
Interesting. That makes it... Can you make me administrator so I can copy that?
Yep, sorry.
Unacceptable, Nate.
Unacceptable!
Thank you, sir.
And during the scenario, adjacent locations are considered connected to one another, and locations are only adjacent orthogonally.
Orthogonally.
That's your SAT word of the day.
I don't even know what that means.
Means up, down, left, right. BA select start.
Okay. BBA said, oh, you played 2-player. Nice. Okay. See, you always know if someone played Contra 1-player or 2-player if they say up, down, left, right, BABA select start if you were 2-player player. Otherwise, it was just BABA start if you always played 1-player.
Yep.
Since I have a twin brother, we always did select start.
Yeah, I only played it at either the arcade or at a friend's house, so that's why I only know it in 2.
Ah.
All right, so.
Oh, dude, thanks. You didn't know I had I have a twin brother. I do. What's crazy is our names were switched. So, like, my first name and his middle name. His first name was my middle name. I changed my middle name to Odin for reasons. But, yeah, our names were even flipped, so it was even more confusing. No, he lives in Florida.
Yeah, he does regular content on our website.
He does. He writes most of the reviews for the comic books, and he's played in a couple of the games. He played in Night Floors.
Yep.
And the upcoming From the Dust.
Make sure I add that blessed token. Okay.
Your ex-girlfriend's a model in Florida. She must be very good looking because there's a lot of competition in Florida, especially South Florida.
I've never been
Manson,
to Florida.
You've been to Florida, huh? That's awesome. I kind of like Florida. I like it to visit. I lived there 30 years of my life, and I probably wouldn't live there again. Maybe when I'm old. But yeah, between the humidity and the bugs, it was misery. I'd much prefer the seasons changing. And I like spiders much more than cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
Spiders and bees here in Oregon versus cockroaches and mosquitoes in Florida.
Yeah, I prefer those things too. New England has like black flies for like a month, and then they're gone.
Black flies?
Mm-hmm.
They're just flies? That's annoying.
Yeah, they're super annoying, and that's
And
basically it.
disgusting.
They're just, and they're tiny. They're like little itty bitty 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 tiny flies, and they get everywhere.
Yeah, palmetto bugs are just. See, I tell my wife about the palmetto bugs the size of your hand, and she doesn't believe me. Even though she lived there for a few years, she never really saw any. And she laughs, and I'm like, it's real, dude. It's like real. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, I had
Those
family
cockroaches-
that's from Florida, and they would show me pictures of like bugs that big. I'm like, that's disgusting. I'm never moving to Florida or visiting you.
Yeah,
ever
we're just
again.
waking up. No matter how clean your house is, your walls are full of cockroaches.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, if you've lived a few years in Florida, there's been at least one time where you've woken up with a freaking palmetto bug on your face. It's horrifying.
Fun little story to share with chat and with you, Vase. My wife lived in, I think it was when they were in Honolulu or when they were in Florida, but in either case, in one of the two places, they had like a giant lizard. I think it was like an anaconda, like get into the vent of their house, and they made like they made the news because they had to send in like an environmental service team to like get this giant lizard animal, or it was a Komodo dragon or something like that. But this
my God.
this huge fucking lizard, right? It was like, you know, stuck in their vent of their house, and yeah, they had to like send in the like, you know, whoever the fuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of species that are invasive species that aren't native to Florida, but idiots bring them over as pets, and then they get too big and they release them.
Mhm.
So like iguanas, there's a lot of iguanas in Fort Lauderdale. Like they come out and sunbathe, and you'll see them on the sidewalks. They're just sitting there sunbathing. They're like statues, and they're lined up like dozens of them, and they don't have any natural predators. And then of course the Burmese python. Those things get like. Those things can go like 25 feet long. They're just these thick, massive, long snakes. And so now in Florida, every year for a 3-month period, they have the Burmese python hunting season. So you can hunt Burmese pythons in the Everglades, and you get paid for bringing each one you kill, because they're killing alligators. They're killing everything. Like they have no known predators because they're an invasive species.
Well,
So
I know how I'm making my money, Vase.
yep. Oh, and centipedes, of course.
Let's go.
Speaking of lizards and fish people and things, we're in too deep.
Yeah, we are certainly in too deep now. So each suspect enemy loses aloof and cannot be parlayed with. It's kind of to be expected. So when we end our turn, if we are at a fully flooded location, we take a damage. So it's slightly different than the flooded mechanic from before.
Way better than 5 damage.
So, inhuman creatures patrol the streets of Innsmouth, hunting for you and more of your kind. You must make your way to the other end of town and escape. But perhaps more of your memories can be recovered if you explore the town of Innsmouth further?
That's great.
So as a
we need 3 clues.
response, yeah, we can spend 1 plus player plus 1 clues as a group, and then remove a barrier between you and your location.
Too
Your
much
location
math.
and connect. I know. What am I
1
writing
times
functions?
Number of investigators plus 1. I was reading on Reddit today. Someone posted like, I was playing D&D, and it's the first time in life I've had to actually use the Pythagorean theorem. Figuring out if I'm a flying cleric casting bless on
So
my
if
allies
I'm
20 feet
60
down.
feet in the air and I'm aiming at a target that's 40 feet that way with an elevation rate of this, is like, oh my god, when did I have to start doing quadratic formula in my games?
Quadratic. Oh my god. Math was not my strong suit.
Yeah, I've had to redo that fun bullshit over the past few months. Yeah,
I don't envy you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're ready, right? We draw opening hands.
I believe so. Let
Alright,
me
let's
just
do it.
double check, but I believe so.
My
Yeah.
dog just farted something horrific. Wow.
Dude. Dude, I don't know, man. My wife is probably worse.
Your wife? You call her out on stream?
Oh, dude, she'd call me out for sure. No shame.
That's fair.
Ooh, Cult Vest Pocket is nice. Rite of Seeking's nice.
Did you shuffle the
I haven't shuffled the encounter deck yet.
encounter deck? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pitch those three. I'm debating on whether or not to keep Shriveling.
I'm gonna keep the Meat Cleaver and Forbidden Knowledge, so I'll draw 3. Okay. Well, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll pitch it. Alright, so let's see. We got Sword Cane, Spectral Razor, and Renfield. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Renfield's the way to go.
Yep.
All right. We are ready to begin, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, reveal location. Desolate coastline. Card effects cannot place barriers. Okay, perfect. Well, that makes sense. It's fully flooded already?
Yes. So these locations start partially flooded, and then
partially.
as the game progresses, the flood will move right to left.
Okay. That's fine. Partially is doesn't deal damage to us, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okie doke. Let's begin. Do you want to go first or should I?
I think my turn's gonna be fairly simple. So what I'm gonna do is play Renfield action 1. Use Renfield to gain a resource. Play Rite of Seeking. And then I will... It's only one clue there. I'll just gain a resource with my last action so I can play weapon next turn.
Yep, fair enough. I'll be a simple turn too. Forbidden Knowledge. I will spend 2 resources to bring out Hypnotic Therapy. I'll spend 3 resources to bring the Meat Cleaver. That's my turn.
Cool. Alright, upkeep.
Upkeep.
Ooh.
Okay. Got another Meat Cleaver. God damn it.
Alright, so we're at 2 Doom.
Out of 6. Okay, fair enough.
Oh no, and I get an undertow. That's gross. Alright, that's fine. I can hopefully deal with that.
Wow, that's rough. God damn, that's really rough.
I have an unexpected courage, so I think I can probably pass this. It just sucks as I'll have to discard one of these other cards too.
Yeah, damn, dude. That's brutal. I get Riptide. If your location is unflooded, otherwise test 3. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. Oh, okay. My agility sucks. I'll use take the initiative. Well, I discard an asset. I guess I could get rid of Forbidden Knowledge. So I'm going to use Forbidden Knowledge to gain a resource. Make it harder. And then I'll take the test raw. 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Okay, 2 to 3.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, and I go hard and gain a resource. So F you, Riptide. Looks like
snap.
we got the last lap. Bam. Oh, actually, that's not... Okay, that's it.
I'm forgetting my own chat commands. Alright, as far as my turn goes, I'm gonna start by getting rid of this undertow, so I'll discard this Spectral Razor, and then I will commit Unexpected Courage.
You need help? I have a Vicious Blow I can commit if you want.
Nah, don't waste the Vicious Blow on that. It's should be okay. I'm 5 to 3. Let's see. -1 for each location to the east of your location. Okay, so that's a 0. So this.
I'm assuming north is up.
Yes.
So east would be to the right. Okay.
Yes.
Why did they just say to the right?
I will use Renfield. Yeah, I don't know. Then I guess I'll action 1. Play the Colt Vest Pocket. To the right is the Atlantic Ocean. I thought to the right was part of the electric slide. Or am I mistaken?
No, I think that's a different song. To the right.
To the right. To the left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
The shuffle, something shuffle. The something shuffle.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna
I'm
go
not
up
good
here.
with pop culture.
All right, so
Hey, one
let's
shot. Good.
let's see. So after you enter this location, move to the house on Water Street. I do not want to do that. I actually want to hang out there.
It's a reaction, isn't it required? Oh, it's not forced. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can choose to activate that or not. So with my last action, I guess I'll just go ahead and investigate. 2 to 1. No, I'll spend a charge already seeking. It's gonna be 6 to 1. And that's a skull.
Good.
So I would immediately lose all of my actions and end my turn.
But you got the 2 clues.
But I got the 2 clues, and it was my last action anyway.
All right, my turn. First action, I'll investigate. 4 to 2. That is a number of barriers between your location and so -2. So that's good enough, actually. So I get a clue. Action number 2, I shall move up to where you're at, the hobby. And then action number 3, let's go to. Oh, I can use the reaction, right? So I'm going to use the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Forced. After this location is revealed, randomly choose one of the side face down keys and place it without looking at it. Okay, Papa, I'll get the key. Don't worry. Just remind me to put the key in. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Parlay. Okay. Interesting. Free action. Oh, and we got this dude, huh? Okay. So here's what we'll do. So that was my second action. Third action, I will investigate. No, sorry. Yeah, investigate, move.
You place the key on it?
Place the key. I did not place the key. You want to do that?
Yeah.
And then I will investigate as my final action. 4 to 2, +1, so that's good enough. So I get the clue. Where are the clues? They're there. So I get 1 clue. All right. That's my turn.
All right. Upkeep. Ooh, intel report.
Do you think I should get rid of that barrier?
Use and discard a card from your hand. Yeah, we will have to at some point.
Okay, I'm gonna discard Meat Cleaver and just get rid of that barrier. Bye.
A 3 doom of 6. Oh my god, go away!
Oh, damn, dude. That's horrible, bro. I get Innsmouth look. She's got the Innsmouth look. Oh, Papa, you knocked my soda down. Okay, whatever. -1 intellect sucks, but that's fine. All right. Fair enough.
Well, how do you get across? Because you can't. Because there's no, like, you can't go from here to here without removing the barrier. A little confused?
Wait, what? No, we go up here and we move here.
Yeah.
You can move down.
Mm-hmm.
And then go this way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, Penguins was trying to confuse me.
Yeah, because you can go down. I mean, that's probably the long way. But
there's a path of least resistance, which is the long way.
Yeah. But it's fine. We got some clues which we can use to get rid of barriers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. All right. Do you want to go first or should I?
Well, we're gonna probably need that key.
How do you pick up keys?
You just grab the last clue on the location, and then as a fast action, you can grab it.
Okay. Yeah. So I can go first and grab that key.
Okay.
All right. First action, investigate. I have a -1 intellect, so this time I'll take the initiative.
Dude, you're lucky, Penguins. My wife needs me to do practically everything for her. My wife needs me to open the soda cans. My wife needs me to get her a tissue from downstairs. My wife, oh my god.
Yeah,
I
and
feel like
other things, so that's a 0.
I feel like a foot servant. I need
a foot servant.
I need
foot
to like
soldier, like
what I
Ninja
need to do
Turtles.
is get a dummy waiter and then just set up a dummy waiter from like the downstairs up into my bedroom. Sick of it. Sick of walking down the stairs at night.
All right, so we got the purple key. I want to go kill that guy, but I don't know that. Let me see, what's his combat at?
He's a
Combat's only a
3-4-2.
3. I mean, I could kind of go in and try and kill him. I'll wait around though. So I have 2 actions left. I will draw cards, and then I'll go in and try and kill him next round. I'll draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's definitely better. I got the mirror. I can heal our damage. All right, you can go ahead, sir.
Oh, sorry, a dummy waiter, whatever. Semantics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might actually win a scenario for once.
We might actually do well. Holy cannolis.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to like do it kind of slow, otherwise the mod doesn't catch it. All right. So what's our plan of attack? Is you're gonna go in and kill this guy next?
That guy next round.
All right.
And then I can heal some of our damage.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed with this stupid undertow again. They don't really have a good way of passing it this turn.
Well, if you want to just tank it, and I'll heal you this coming turn.
Well, I can probably wait a turn or two.
Give the damage to Renfield.
This is only when I move, right?
Yeah.
I would like to move this turn.
Just tank it, bro. Kill Renfield. Take a Doom and give him another Doom and take 2 resources and then tank the damage from him.
I'd like to kind of hold on to Renfield and get some extra resources out of him if I can.
All right.
I mean, at this rate, I'm going to be drawing an undertow like every other turn. So I'll probably need him to take at least another 2. So I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and move. Or I'll go ahead and... can I have a clue? So I can remove this barrier?
Oh, after you move, you take the damage. Oh, no, never mind. You don't do a test after.
Yeah, it doesn't say we have to be at the same location, right? It says spend them as a group?
Yeah.
Does that mean you have to be at my location too?
I don't think so. It's usually, it would say only investigators at whatever location as a group may spend. So yeah, we could just spend them.
Okay, so I'll remove that barrier, and then action 1, I'll go ahead and move here to East Bridge Street. And I'll tank the undertow. After I move, take 2 damage and 2 horror. Ugh. So grody.
That's insanely, like, brutal, man.
And the fact that it requires you to basically lose at least a card to test it is also gross.
Yeah, man, that's one of the worst encounter cards I've seen.
So, let's see. Fish Street Bridge gets +1 shroud for each barrier between it and any connecting location. So, only 2. And then you can add 2 curse tokens to the bag and parlay and remove a barrier between this location and a connecting location. And then it has a victory point. Okay, so that's action 1. Action 2. During a window, I'll gain a resource. Renfield. 4 clues is quite a lot. I guess I'll Rite of Seeking. Not the end of the world if I lose an action. Hopefully I don't. That's what, 6-1? 6-3? Of course. Let's see, it's a -2, so I at least pass. But if I were to fail, I would move to the location to the east, ignoring barriers. Gross. At least I grabbed these 2 clues, and that is my turn, unfortunately.
All right. Enemy's
Then-
not a hunter. Upkeep.
For a promise of power.
Yeah, drawn to the flame. Perfect.
4 Doom of 6, and I draw an undertow.
Oh God.
Bonds of
Location with the most clues. That is your location. You better get out of there, dude.
He's gonna eat a Cult Vest pocket. That's what's gonna happen.
He deals 2 damage. Yeah. All right. I get inundated, inebriated. Place 1 barrier between this location
Did you say
and each connected
inebriated?
location with no barriers. So we add a barrier here, a barrier here. That's it. That's bold, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
I was
Okay.
gonna go kill this guy.
Yeah. Well, not
Oh,
anymore. You're
it's a
not.
free action. Okay, I can still get rid of. I can come down and then come to you and try and help and also heal.
I mean, fighting at that guy at a 5. I could also just sword cane evade him.
He's a hunter though.
Yeah, but I can evade, move, or evade, investigate, move.
Okay. And then I can go deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, I'm locked in actually, so I have to remove a barrier.
Yeah, you can spend some of my clues. That's fine. So
Well, I have 3. I have enough to remove a barrier.
okay.
So it's up to you. Do you want me to go kill Barnabas? He doesn't really have victory points.
I think
Or I can.
I don't remember if the refinery has victory points on it or not. I don't think it does. It might. It's usually worth it. I would probably go there and kill him and
Go
deal
there
with
and
it.
try and kill him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll spend the 3 clues to get rid of the stupid barrier.
Worst comes
Free
to worst,
action.
we can always go this way too, so.
Yeah. True. Action number 1. I move in. Barnabas engages. See?
Ooh, nice. That's cool.
3 shroud, no victory. 3 shroud, 1 clue. If you control 1 or more keys, move to a. Oh, good. I can move for free to your location,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly what I'm going to do. I
You
will
doing
use
that while he's engaged with you?
Yeah, because it's a free action. It doesn't provoke. That way we're in the same place. Okay. Now we're going to beat this fucker in the face. So we're going to take a horror, meat cleaver his face. So we have +1 to the attack. That puts us at a 3 to a 3. I will promise a power, putting us at a 7 to a 3. So we'll add the curse. And then I'll spend a resource, or I'll take a heart to gain a resource from Forbidden Knowledge. So now we're going to spend 1, 2, 4 to boost our combat. So now we're at a 9 to a 3. Dealing 2 damage if we hit. 9 to a 3. Here we go. Action number 2. That's a skull.
That is
With a
a
-1.
-1.
All right, so he takes 2 damage. Action number 2. We are at a combat of 4. We'll use Meat Cleaver for a 5. Vicious Blow.
If you want to save your vicious blow, I can promise you some power.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Boom. Add a curse token. Here we go. That puts us at an 8 to a 3. Let's go again. He's dead. He goes to the victory display.
Bye bye.
Barnabas. I love that name. All right.
Barnabas. It sounds old-timey.
It does. I love it.
He's an old prospector. Barnabas Marsh.
Barnabas Marsh.
I don't know why he talks like that. That's what I imagine Zadok Allen's voice like. Oh, it's me, it's Zadok Allen. I'm drunk and old and confused. Kind of like your uncle at Thanksgiving.
Your turn. That's my turn.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Oh, I heal horror. Sorry, and gain a resource. There we go.
God, take forever. All right. I'm going to. I'm going to play the sword cane. Does not provoke an attack of opportunity, and then I will go ahead and immediately try to evade this guy at a 6 versus 2. We draw a +1.
Nice.
We slip by the old troublemaker here. I want those clues. Are you cool with him engaging you in upkeep, or?
Yeah, I can kill him this coming round.
Okay, so I will then, I guess, use Renfield before I lose my turn again, and then I'll use the last charge of Rite of Seeking, second action, to investigate. There we go. I was at a 6 to a 3. 2 clues, and we get another victory point.
Alright.
Very nice. So let's see. I have what? 1 action left? I'll go ahead and into the slums. 2 shroud, 1 clue. Forced after this location is revealed. Randomly choose one of these set aside face down keys and place it on this location without looking at it. And then as a response, you can take a damage and parlay to remove a barrier between this location and a connecting location. All right, that's me. So upkeep.
Upkeep. He comes back. Come back to me.
No, the dread curse.
I got liquid courage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Damn.
All right.
Well, thank goodness for those blessed tokens.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't hit me now with the troublemaker.
So we're at 5. Doom of 6, and we draw a lurking deep one. Gross.
Uh-oh. Is that you? Yeah, that is you. After lurking, take 1 damage. Oh my god, these free damage dealer guys. I can come and heal you after I kill this guy.
Yeah.
I really need to heal you ASAP, though.
Alright, so that's you.
Inundated, inebriated, place 1 barrier. Oh no!
Not
That's
the
annoying.
undulation.
That is so annoying, dude.
Yeah, that's super obnoxious.
What a garbage card.
Ay. Alright, so well, you gotta deal with that troublemaker. I guess, to be fair, I could spend a clue for you to do this.
Could do this thing?
To lock it down for a couple turns.
You'd have to move in first.
I can activate this ability at a connecting location.
Oh shit, I didn't. So does barrier mean it's still connecting?
It just prevents movement.
Yeah, I mean that'll speed it up, and then I can go handle the lurking deep one for you.
Well, my plan is to probably bonk it on the head. Parlay. Probably, I don't know, I might even try to just punch it. I don't want to waste the Colt Vest pocket on it, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I could just try to evade. I'm 2 up on an evade on it as well, so
yeah, maybe try that.
Here's what I'll do. I'll evade 2 up. 6 to 4.
It's a -1.
-1, that's a pass. Okay, so he's evaded. I'll spend a clue to evade this guy, and then I'll go ahead and I'll spend 3 clues, and I will remove this barrier.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and then I should still have, what, action left? Yes. So last action, I'm going to spend 4 resources and play Intel Report. Grab these 2 clues and this key.
All right.
There we go. Talk about a productive turn.
That was. First action, I'm moving. Bye-bye, troublemaker.
See ya, nerd.
Second action. Second action, I'll play the mirror, which will get me one of these. So these go to the deck. And then I will play the...
You should try to kill this thing so it doesn't deal another free damage.
So yeah, I'm not going to play this. I will meat cleaver the fucker in the face. So we will... that puts us at a... he's got a combat of 2. This puts us at a 3, 4, 5. There's -3. Okay, and I'll spend forbidden knowledge to gain a resource. So that'll put us at a 6 to a 2. Wait, do I need to be 6 to a 2? No, I don't need to be 6 to a 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 to a 2. Here we go.
5 to 2.
-1. All right, so he dies. I heal horror, gain a resource. And bye-bye, fucker.
Man, I want to try to get rid of this Innsmouth look.
At some point. But it's not an urgent
I
matter.
find that they stack up. And then once they stack up, it's like game over.
I mean, yeah, but I want to heal you, though, because you are really suffering here. So I'll do that next round. Wait, was that my last action? I moved in. I played Hollowed Mirror. Yeah, that was my last action. So killing the guy was my final action. So I'll get rid of the Innsmouth look next round.
All right. So this guy will not ready during upkeep, but he will ready next turn. So we'll go ahead and move into upkeep ourselves, yeah?
Yep.
I draw obfuscation, okay. Now I've got a prime target for old Dexter here.
All right, so we are at 5-6 doom, so it's going to advance now, right? Because you still have Renfield?
Yep, yeah, Renfield had 2 doom on him, so I've had another resource.
The tide creeps in as you make your way through the decrepit streets. You hear the blood-curdling cries of someone in agony up ahead. The moment you see the creatures patrolling the intersection, you hide in the broken-down doorway of a ruined building. Their unusual gait and croaking voices send shivers through your body. Botte. Even as the slapping of their webbed feet against the road fades into the distance, you cannot escape the feeling that, inevitably, they will find you. I will find you! Increase the flood level of each coastal location.
Yeah, got that done. And then we search each set aside, or shuffle each set aside Ravager from the deep and young deep one enemy into the encounter deck along with the encounter discard pile.
Ravager from the deep. Doesn't seem too bad.
Oh, just you wait. Oh, just you wait.
Okay, Yoda. You will be. You will be. That scene is one of the funniest scenes in Star Wars because he's like trying to be all like
cryptic
and doomsayer or whatever, but he's just so like funny looking. Yoda is. You will be.
You will be.
That's it? We just shuffle that? That's it? These 2 little fuckers? Shuffle each set of... Yep. Along with the discard pile. Yep. Okay. Here we go.
Each suspect, blah, blah, blah. Alright, so when your turn ends, if you're at a fully flooded location, you take a damage in a horror now. Instead of just damage. And then, yeah, so no change in the objective throughout the scenario. There's no other act card, so.
Manson, what type of dog do you have? I'm assuming a shepherd. That's what they call them in Germany because they're not German Shepherds in Germany.
They're just
shepherds.
regular shepherds.
It's the only dog they have in Germany.
He's a Jack Russell's. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like when you order Taco Bell the Mexican pizza. Everybody knows if you're in Mexico, you just order a pizza and you'll get a Mexican pizza.
You know, I've heard that Mexican Domino's is really good.
Mexican Domino's?
Yeah, like specifically Mexican Domino's for some reason is supposed to be really good.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that, but that's interesting. They probably have fresher ingredients.
I would imagine so.
Because in Panama, we have everything's fresh in Panama. It's great.
Oh, food in other places than America.
Yeah. When I first moved here, dude, everything tasted like cardboard to me. I'm used to it now.
It does.
Bro, it's crazy. When they pulled out the butter and it was like white, I'm like, what the hell is this? They call this
supposed
butter?
to be yellow.
Yeah. In Panama, it's like bright yellow. Like it's super soft and like you can cut through it. Here, it's like hard, like as a rock, and it's like white.
It's meant to stay like shelf stable for an approximate eon.
Yep, and it's got no flavor either. It's just salt. It just tastes like salt. Butter here tastes like salt and nothing else.
It's because that's, it's what the milk tastes like. There's nothing to it, That was like the biggest thing I noticed was like the difference in dairy when you go from, American like drinking milk here to having dairy in other countries. That's the biggest difference.
Huge. The dairy it really is the biggest. And so like everything and so much stuff has to do with dairy. Like even the mashed potatoes here tasted like garbage to me. They were like cardboard. And it's because of the butter and the milk they use in it. It's so different. Are you drawing your encounter card today?
I am. I got sidetracked. Speaking of deep ones, an emerging deep one enters play exhausted and unengaged unless its location is fully flooded.
Hey,
after it engages you, if your location is flooded, it attacks you.
Okay. They threw us a little bone.
Yeah, you say that.
Hold back. Ooh, that's cool art. You know what? I was gonna say, like when the thing advanced, the wall of text here are like long, but I gotta say the writing's gotten really good for this game. Like the descriptions are they really do invoke like that. The images to me for some reason. The descriptions are really well done. I think
it's just I think some scenarios do too much of it and some scenarios don't do enough. And I think it's just a matter of kind of tweaking the lever a little bit and finding the right balance of like please don't write a novel when I just want to relax and play a game. But at the same time, write it enough that it's concise and tells the story.
Right, yeah. So the amount of writing is still too much for me, but the level of writing is really good.
Yeah, MJ's writing has improved over the years. I would definitely agree with you there. But little interesting piece of note about this piece of artwork is it's actually the cover for the Innsmouth expansion from Arkham 2nd Edition.
Oh, is it? Interesting. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it. Test 3 if you fail. Oh, whoa.
Oh, no. That's bad.
That is very bad.
That's bad. And I can't help you with that. I have no...
Damn, son.
I think American food sucks. Some American food sucks. By and large, the majority of American food sucks.
Oh, this card is garbage.
What is good is American grocery stores.
Yeah, that I agree with without question. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna. How do you think we're doing with clues? Do you think I can afford to get rid of or read the signs? Or at least drawn to the flame is better than read the signs. I'm gonna chuck a read the signs. I can't be pulled away because then this guy's gonna ready and engage you.
And you lose a key. Yeah, like you definitely need to commit something.
All right, so I'm gonna commit Liquid Courage.
You could commit this.
Read the signs. I want to save that in case you get undertow. So this will put me 2 over. We want to be 3 over because of this stupid tablet. And because of the curse tokens that you added to the bag.
Oh yeah,
All
sorry.
right.
Yeah.
All right, I'll come in. Let me handle this as well. So I'm 3 up above the test.
All right.
Here we go.
Hey. Aww. Aww.
Oh my god, that is freaking horrible.
C'est la vie. Womp womp.
So move to the connection location to the east.
And then place each key you control. Okay, so I think the key goes on this location. Or goes on this location, yeah. So you can, at least you can just pick it back up, but god, that's annoying.
Yeah, because now how am I going to get out of there? And you have this guy, the troublemaker, who's going to hunt next round. The emerging deep one that's going to hit you next round if it engages you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what you're going to have to do is probably move up to the harbor here and then use the double action to remove this, unfortunately. And
Damn.
since if you don't move, you're going to have to take damage and horror too, so.
Yeah, or I can move up, use the reaction to move to the house on Water Street, and then just move over to the refinery. I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that too. Okay, so...
And then we can meet at New Church Green at some point.
Yeah. So, let's see here. I can't really afford to take damage. I guess what I'll do is I'll start...
Dude, and I was gonna heal you this round.
I'll gain a resource, then... This guy's gonna ready, right? This turn, so... I have to move this way towards the jail. We don't have any other clues that we can get, so... Clues is not an option. So I guess I'll have to take a damage. So
Kill Renfield. And get out of there.
That is the plan. Action and move. Barrier. Crash, there it is. Alright, so we'll go into the jail, and the jail is a 3-shroud, 2-clue location. As an action to spend 3 resources to parlay and remove a barrier. And then if you control the black key, read parlay, read flashback 8 in the campaign guide, and it's worth a victory point.
Oh, that's a nice location. Hell yeah.
So it requires us to go up to the New Church Green and grab the key, but if we can do that, then we get another victory point, because the memories are usually worth a victory point too, so. Fortunately, I don't really have much in the way of cards, so I'm gonna draw a card here. Draw a copy of Guts. While helpful, it doesn't help me investigate, so I'll have to draw again. And draw a Colt Vest Pocket, and that's me.
Alright, I'm gonna move up. Use the reaction ability to move up. I guess I could grab this clue and then... Okay, I got an idea. So that was action 2. No, action 1. Action 2, move to the refinery.
I don't think you can do that because there's a barrier here.
But it's a free move. You can move there. After you enter this location, move to the house on Water Street. The Innsmouth Harbor.
I believe the barriers restrict that.
Let's see.
If there are one or more barriers placed directly between 2 locations, investigators cannot move from one of those locations to the other, even if they're connected.
You're such a party pooper, Nate. God,
I'm sorry.
Fine.
You know,
how the hell am I gonna get out of here? I guess
you know JP would have said something either way, so.
Party poopers. I'm gonna use 2 actions to remove this barrier. Or should I just remove this one?
Honestly, I would remove this one.
Okay. Well, but then I'm gonna have to deal with this and this.
So
I can handle one.
Well, okay, so if you're able to... There was action 1 move, action 2... Yeah, unfortunately you don't have 4 actions, so... It's a move.
Yeah, I guess I'll, because he'll ready and hit me next round, the deep one. But I guess I could next round kill this guy, the troublemaker. I don't know that I can kill him right now. I'll need a skill card. So maybe I'll just move before I use that ability.
I mean, you could go up this way, and if you wanted to, try to remove these 3 barriers, but that's going to take forever and all your assets.
Yeah, but it's 3 actions and assets, which is not a huge deal, to be honest.
Because like
it's
I
just
can
2 actions, so it's only 1 more action.
Yeah, but like going this way, you don't have to lose all your assets if you just go this way.
There's 2 that I can get rid of, like, realistically without an issue. And then we can meet at New Church Green, you know?
I think if you just remove this one and then move, then you could...
Well, that'll take several rounds, because I'm going to have to kill these guys. That'll take me some time.
Well, this guy will ready this turn, right? So he won't be at your location. This guy will ready. You can hopefully...
But you're saying move. They'll engage me.
Yeah, but you have 2 actions. You have 2 actions left through your turn, right?
Yeah. 2 which will be taken up removing this. So I can't move this turn.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah, so if I remove I think going up is the better option.
I see.
Because then we can meet up. Because 3 actions, this takes 2 actions to get rid of 1. Right? And if I move here, it'll be another 2 or 3 actions to get rid of these guys, where 3 actions to get rid of these things is not a big deal. Not that much more of a deal than going through these guys. And then we could actually be together. I can heal you because you're getting close to that death spiral.
Okay.
I'll use 2 actions
maybe,
to get rid of this.
Yeah, maybe I can, once I get up there, I can... Maybe it's a little more tolerable as far as a parlay action, so we'll see. Okay. I guess we'll do that then, but we'll go into upkeep. So these guys will ready.
Here we go.
Clairvoyance, that's a good draw.
Liquid courage for me.
1 doom of 5. Oh my god, more enemies. Okay.
Oh my god, man. These things deal so much free damage and horror. Oh, I get the Ravager. Shit. Well, changing plans. Well, its location is flooded.
You take a damage and a horror from the agenda deck.
All right. Okay, things are getting rough here. Test 2, please. Oh, come on. Oh, okay, that's not that big of a deal. See, it's good I didn't remove that shit. I'm gonna test the combat. Fail. Oh, we had a barrier. Yeah.
Between that and...
I'm glad I didn't remove that one. Okay. Fine. Oh, this Ravager is rough.
Yeah, these things suck. All right. So who wants to go first?
You want to go first?
Sure. I will shoot 5 to 3. We'll shoot 5 to 3. Curve barriers between your location and all connecting locations. That is a -3. Gross. So I fail that. Barnacles. Shoot again. This time committing obfuscation. For 3 up. Hey! Hey, alright.
I was scared it was going to be another Nate special.
Alright, so 2, and then we'll use the sword cane. for 6 or 5. Wait, yeah. Sure. 5, 7. Oh, come on, man.
Wow. That's like the bag going, you know what? Fuck you, mate. You're not just gonna fail, you're gonna like super fail here.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, that's annoying. Oh, there's the blessed tokens. Post-mortem.
Thanks. Thanks. Or JP, sorry, not thanks. Thanks, JP. Okay, this is gonna be rough. This freaking guy.
Well, you got 3 extra
Jesus.
blessed tokens in the bag for you, so.
That'll be nice. Okay, so I can either try and evade him. My evade is not that high, so that's probably not gonna work. We'll just have to use the last charge of Forbidden Knowledge, take a heart and gain a resource, and then spend all 4 to give me a +2 to combat for the round. So, take a horror from the meat cleaver. That puts our combat at 5 to a 4. God, that's horrible.
It's getting +2/+2.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's a...
And this will put me at a 6 to a 4.
Yep.
All right. That's all I can do. Hey! No horror and gain a resource. Okay.
Nice.
Whew. So it takes 2 damage.
3
3
damage.
Do it again. Meat cleaver. Take a horror. 5 to a 4.
I got nothing, man.
Yeah, that's fine. Do this. 5 to a 4. -1. Okay, good. So he dies. And I gain a resource. Heal horror from the meat cleaver. All right. Jesus Christ. So I have 1 action left. I need to move.
You're still gonna take a damage in a horror if you move up there.
Yeah,
but
but better than taking 2 damage because he's gonna hunt now.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be up here than down here.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this is rough, dude. Oh my god. All right. That's my
I'm
turn.
gonna have this guy hunt this way so that it clears the way for you. And
Oh,
then
thanks.
I die.
Whoa. That went pretty quick. So many enemies, dude.
Yep. And we have like a decent amount of enemy management in our decks. You need a lot. The enemies are fairly tanky too, so.
That's the other thing, yeah. So you died. So now there's 4.
Yeah,
enemies.
I take 2 damage and 2 horror in enemy phase, and I was at 4 damage.
So 4 clues drop, or 2 clues drop. So much for Innsmouth Jail's victory point. Oh my god. Well, when I asked if there were a lot of victory points, looks like we're getting 0. And then to taunt us, Barnabas has a victory 0 under him, so
yeah. Well, this sucks because like now I have 3 physical trauma.
Jesus Christ.
So
This is not going well.
yeah, this campaign is not going well.
Didn't you say you wanted to play on hard at some point?
I play like Dunwich on hard because Dunwich on hard is like all the other campaigns on standard.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so the enemies hunted, upkeep. Hey, preposterous sketches. I'm just gonna have to fight my way. I don't have clues to get rid of these barriers. I could get rid of. Okay. 2 doom out of 5. Counter card. Riptide. Test 3. Jesus Christ.
Oh, is this the one where you lose an asset?
Yeah. Test 3, I fail. Oh, I succeed. Oh wow. Okay, well that's nice.
There you go.
So first thing I'm gonna do is Soothing Melody, heal 2 damage. Draw a card. Dead fast. Action number 2, I will move, so I stop taking... Oh, I was supposed to take a damage in a horror, right?
Yeah, at the end of the turn.
And then... Jesus. I can either come down and fight my way through, which is ridiculous, or keep discarding assets. Yeah. Action number 2, I will play Liquid Courage. Action number 3, I will Preposterous Sketches and 2 resources. Draw 3 cards. Internal Injury. And that ends my turn, so I take...
And that probably ends our run.
Yep. Oh, God. Wait, I thought my weakness was the one where you lose all ties.
Oh,
Last
13th
game.
Vision? Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think
you
the
have to
game-
edit it in the deck list, that's why.
Okay, so this is 13th Vision, everyone. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Not
if you...
internal injury.
I can
Oh.
fix it in the deck list later.
All right, so that ends the turn. Hunters. Hunt. Is he a hunter? Yep. God, they're all hunters.
Of course they are.
Jesus Christ, this is going to be horrible. I'm going to die a brutal death, aren't I?
Yep.
Upkeep. Forbidden Knowledge. Okay. And then did I add this already? Yeah.
You drew this, yeah.
Yeah, so
Because that was Doom 1, that was Doom 2. So it should be at 3, yeah.
yeah, 3. All right, here we go. Encounter card. Rising Tides. Increase the flood level of the nearest location that can have its flood increase. That's mine. Okay. Fun times. This is not going to go well at all. This is Innsmouth, they said. Try the seafood, they said. It's really tasty and fresh, they said.
Oh, it's
didn't say
certainly
the fish.
fresh.
Action 1, I will... Damn, yeah, this is not going to go well. Because I'm going to use 1 action.
You'd have to use 3 actions just to move. Or just to get rid of these barriers. This thing moves
I have
up,
an idea.
bonks you for 2, and then you would take a damage and a horror.
Yeah,
from flood.
I'm going to use an action to get rid of Liquid Courage.
Mhm.
And remove a barrier. So, action 1. Action 2, get rid of Hypnotic Therapy. This is ridiculous, dude. Remove a barrier. Action 3, move back over here. End my turn, take a damage and a horror. He will hunt this way. These guys hunt up.
Or that they can do that.
I think it said they go through barriers.
When a hunter enemy moves, after determining which investigator it moves towards, it follows the shortest path not blocked by barriers. If no such path exists, it ignores barriers.
They're both blocked by barriers.
Okay.
So, yeah. We'll benefit ourselves here. All right. So that was Hunters. Upkeep. Vector Razor, that's good. 4 Doom out of 5. Counter card. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and what sucks about this scenario too is that like you get halfway through it and then you add like 5 or 6 more enemies to the encounter deck, and it's like, dude, stop it.
Man, I if I had known there were so many enemies in this campaign, I think I would have just packed a shit ton of like combat cards. This is crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little too much. And then they all do stuff when they engage you.
Mm-hmm.
So location is flooded,
Which it is.
so he attacks me. I'm almost dead. All right. And then my turn. So if I can evade him, I can realistically get out of this situation. That's assuming I can evade him in one action or kill him in one action, which is going to be much tougher to do than... I guess I could use Steadfast for a 2-point bonus. Yeah, I'm going to have to waste Spectral Razor. Play Spectral Razor and use Steadfast just to get a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plus 5, so 9. 2 of 3. Ooh, God. Which is 0, -0. So he dies. Okay. That was costly, but worth it. Action 2, I will move. Oh, yeah, this is not going to work because of that enemy. Because now I have to use one. Oh, no, that was action. Yeah, action 2, I move. And then action 3, I have to just discard something to remove the barrier.
Yeah, you would take 2 and 2, and you would die.
Damn. Had that guy not, had I not gotten an enemy, this could have worked. Because then I could have discarded something, moved in, and been more or less safe for a round or 2. But yeah, so we'll play it out. Action 3 will fully flooded. Yeah, action 3 will get rid of the mirror. Remove this. So close. Then they come.
Oh my God!
Wait, I actually might be able to take a mental trauma here, which would be nice. I don't have to have 3 physical. Yeah, because they both do damage and horror. Good. So I'll take a mental trauma.
All right.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I could move back to right, but then this dude, this guy, the troublemaker, will make some trouble and kill me anyways.
And he would take a damage and a horror staying at that location.
Yeah. So regardless, it is over. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, this was much harder than I thought it was going to be.
It was much harder than my first run of it. I played Trish through my initial run of this. And Trish has, she just has the ability to, like, grab clues, evade an enemy, and move. And, can kind of, like, stay one step ahead. But with us, we're kind of forced to take the enemies as they come. And they just pile up.
Man, look at this. Killed Barnabas, 4 health. Killed Ravager from the Deep, 4 health. Killed Emerging Deep One, 2 health. Had killed another guy for 2 health, and now there's still, in addition to that, Young Deep One with 3 health, Emerging Deep One 2 health, and the Troublemaker with 4 health or 3 health. Damn, that's a lot of enemies, dude. In just like what, 5 rounds, 6 rounds? Is that what we had? 6? No, maybe a little more. But we had like 8 enemies altogether.
There's quite a lot. I'm pulling them all out just so you can see just how many there are. And I'm also pulling out the cards that pull out other enemies as well, because, duh.
Brutal, man.
So yeah, there's 11. Whoops. Heck. So there's 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, there's 13 enemies in the deck, plus another 3 cards that make you search the deck for an enemy. Oh no, sorry, I missed one.
And I think what doesn't help it much is there are cards that split you up. They split the party. They'll either add barriers to make it harder for you to gather, or they'll push you and then add barriers, which is really, really rough. So let's see. No resolution was reached. Your flight from Innsmouth is fraught with peril. Nowhere is safe. Horrific creatures patrol every street, their unblinking eyes scanning for any sign of human life. The eerie silence is punctuated only by the occasional screams of those unfortunate enough to be caught by the foul things. You move through the city as quickly as you can, but they close in all around you, following your every move. Soon, if you do not find a place to hide, they will catch you. And when they do, your cries of agony will surely join with the others. You're out of options. You break into the nearest building, a sinking, ramshackle residence, and hide. You hear the telltale slick of wet footsteps outside of the house. Seconds turn to minutes, minutes to hours. The sun sets, bathing the sky outside with deep scarlet hue. Bit by bit, the light fades. Under the cover of darkness, you make your move. The flood is so bad now, it's a wonder you can even trudge through to the other side of the city, but somehow you do. With the railway station in sight, you break into a run. Resolution 1. You can go ahead and read that
Sure.
paragraph.
You rush to safety, elated to be free of this hellish ordeal. But as you reach the vehicles, uncertainty swims in your mind. When you turn to face Agent Harper, she instantly recognizes your expression. You understand now that you were hired to rescue her, and that something went awry. You and Agent Dawson were captured, and he was sacrificed to that thing in the tidal caverns. Now you and Agent Harper are safe and free to return to Boston, and yet... We can't just leave, Harper says aloud, what you were thinking. Her brows are knit in frustration. I mean, look at all this. This devastation, these creatures. She motions to what remains of the flooded town of Innsmouth. We have to figure out what's really going on here. Or... She trails off. You understand her meaning. If the tide is rising this quickly here, it could be happening all along the eastern seaboard. Arkham, Boston, no city is safe. Worse yet, nobody would believe such a tall tale until it was too late. Whatever these creatures are, they are scheming something that could put the entire world in jeopardy. You cannot allow that to happen. I don't suppose you have Dawson's key, do you? Harper asks. You can't imagine you would, yet when you check your belongings, you pass a luck check, and you find a polished silver key among them. Agent Dawson must have given it to you before his untimely end. You try the key on the driver's side door of his automobile, and it turns with an audible click. Well, would you look at that? Eager to be away, she starts her car. At the engine's shuddering ignition, your mind reels with sudden pain. A bright spot like the incandescent sun flares within your sight. Okay, so where to now? She asks. You're barely able to register her words. The blinding flare grows brighter and brighter. The rumbling of the engine drowns out all other sound. The world spins. You fall to the ground, clutching your temples. Your entire head is on fire. You can hear Harper calling to you, but her voice is muffled, like she is deep underwater. Or perhaps you are deep underwater.
Oh.
Your vision fades. All that is left is the roaring of the engine and the crashing of tumultuous sea waves. And then... Dun dun dun.
Dun.
Each investigator earns Victory X, but you can't spend it. Check the campaign log. If the investigators made it safely to their vehicles, they earn 2 additional experience.
We had 1 victory point from Fish Street Bridge, so we gain 1 XP.
Woo!
This is gonna be rough.
Really racking up that XP, boys.
Yeah. So I had banked 1, so I have 2. I'm gonna get the other copy of Leadership, I guess.
Ooh.
Damn, dude, this is brutal.
Yeah.
Especially now you have 3 physical trauma. I have 1 mental, 1 physical.
Yep. And with no real upgrade path in sight, that's gonna be fun. So what sucks too is that these next scenarios are very stingy in experience, even if you do well. So like it's intended that if you're supposed to kind of do well in these 2 scenarios, and we did not. So
yeah, my deck is just better versions of the cards that I had in there. So my deck is pretty much gonna work the same way throughout. It's just
I think my deck is the one that needs the tuning, because it seems like, I don't know, I just die too quickly.
Yeah, I didn't expect there to be so many. I expected there to be enemies, but I feel like it's a lot.
It's a lot more than most campaigns, I think. Like
yeah, I think realistically I had a decent amount of enemy management, but killing Barnabas, killing this guy from the deep, this other guy, like even a mystic, would have trouble. They would have run out of charges or whatever, or events. There's not enough.
I mean, that's exactly what's been happening to me, is that like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can only have so much enemy management, and you run out, or resources to play events, and you run out. But the enemies just keep coming, and then every round you get a new enemy, and each one takes 2 rounds to kill or deal with, and then they hunt. So it's not like you can just evade them and be done with them.
Yeah, and it worries me, because it's like, I feel like, JP makes a point in chat, and that I would echo, is that this campaign feels very snowball-y, more so than other ones, because like if you don't do well in Vanishing, and you don't do well in Too Deep, you just don't earn experience, pretty much. And I feel like all these investigators that have like 5 or 6 health, I think they just die too quickly in these scenarios.
Because these creatures, not only are they tough to kill, but each time they engage you, so even if you evade them, like they're going to come and engage you, and then they deal a free attack, or deal free damage, or deal free horror. It makes it tougher. Like, it's tough enough that they're hunters and have high amounts of damage and whatever in health, but then they do free stuff to you when they engage you on top of everything else. It's like an insult to injury. Not complaining about it, but definitely takes a different type of deck than what I'm used to, I guess.
You have to be a lot tankier, I think.
Yeah, so like if we had taken Leo and Tommy, or
we
even
would be able to
Tony,
get clues. That would be the biggest thing.
I mean, the clues aren't even that.
Yeah, the clues are fairly. They feel secondary. Yeah.
Yeah. Like both those investigators can get free clues, free clue tech. And there's enough enemies where a card like Evidence would actually be really handy for that. So, yeah, or even a scene of the crime. But like those 2 investigators, I think, would handle this way easier than the 2. I really thought we'd be doing well in this campaign, but it's been brutal, dude. Brutal.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at how poorly Dexter's been doing. Like, I'm not sure if it's just because I don't know how to play or build a Dexter deck, but it's like, I mean, admittedly, like, my deck is fairly just kind of standard stuff, but
I mean, you're getting, like, in this scenario, you got pretty much all the clues. So you're not helpless at all, but because of the amount of enemies, realistically, anyone playing this campaign, I feel like they need to have some sort of enemy management. You can't count on your allies, especially since the scenario keeps splitting the party. You can't specialize, in other words. You can't just be like, I'm the clue gatherer, and be done with it, because you're being separated by cards like that Riptide one, or whatever it was called. And then barriers get added on top of that to make it even tougher for you to gather back up together. You have to have ways to manage enemies on your own without the help of your allies, or you're screwed.
Yeah.
So that's makes it even tougher, because like someone like you were able to gather clues pretty well, and you managed some enemies, but then you ran out, and then what are you going to do? Because I got pushed away, and then I didn't have ways to get clues or open these barriers. Like, it just makes it so hard. Yeah, this is challenging. I'm not annoyed by it not like circle and done, or like, it doesn't feel unfair per se.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel unfair. Like, it's a good challenging, but
yeah.
But it definitely, like, when you're playing through this in a campaign, it's a little rough.
Yeah.
Just, like we were saying earlier, it just, you get to that point where you need a certain amount of experience for your deck to function, and if you don't have it by scenario 4 or scenario 5, then that campaign's probably not going very well. So case in point here, Dexter's just getting... Yeah, I hate Haunted as a mechanic personally. It bothers me.
Too.
Like, my issue with that mechanic is just, it's not really like so much the mechanic, but more just like kind of the game style that it promotes.
Yeah, it's basically get free clues or be punished if you don't have that kind of card deck tech type thing.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Whereas like this scenario, you feel like you could probably do things differently.
Yeah.
I think most of it really just comes down to the fact we didn't have enough enemy management.
Yep, agreed.
Agreed. I do like this scenario though quite a bit. I'm curious to what you think about it.
I enjoyed it. Again, I wasn't annoyed by the fact that we got beat so quickly, like I do sometimes with this game. Certain scenarios just feel unfair. This one didn't feel unfair. It's just, I feel we were unprepared, which, we didn't know, so it's not our fault per se. But at the same time, it feels like if we played it again, we'd do a little bit better, knowing what's coming, and we could strategize around the fact that we're going to be separated, but also if you build the right deck around it, I feel like it's definitely doable. It doesn't feel impossible or like it's overly punishing.
So topic that Cameron brought up on one of our episodes recently, and something that I've been kind of fishing around with in my mind lately, is the idea of like building a deck for a campaign versus building a deck for a scenario. And I'm curious to what you think about how scenarios should be designed. Where should they be designed in such a way where each of the mechanics from scenario 1 to scenario 8 like follow kind of succinctly from one to the next, or do you sort of appreciate the current approach where they kind of just hodgepodge like the story and then kind of make the mechanics afterward? Or like, like the scenarios from, or like, as a campaign, the story makes sense, but from scenario to scenario, the mechanics are so drastically different that what it asks of the players is so different.
Yeah, I do think that planning a campaign or planning the mechanics around a campaign as a whole is definitely the better approach overall for player satisfaction, because it doesn't feel good. Look how quickly we lost. I feel like our decks aren't bad, but we're not prepared, and then things are getting switched so drastically that there's no way that realistically you can upgrade your decks quickly enough to manage for new scenarios. And especially if it's a blind play, how are you going to know? So I think the design, if they were to make it more coherent and more cohesive, where a certain type of deck does decently in that campaign and you run it through. I know there are players that disagree. I know there's players that love kind of figuring it out. Like it's kind of like fun for them to figure out a scenario, and that's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I do feel that if you're going to play through a campaign, I've been playing a lot of D&D, as everybody knows, because I've been putting out so much D&D content on my channel. But, it's kind of like comparing it to D&D, right? If you run a D&D campaign and you start the first few scenarios on high combat and everyone makes characters to deal with combat, and then you switch stuff on them part of the way through and just make it all about skill checks, and no one made a character that was good at skill checks, they're not going to feel good about it. They're going to be like, I made a useless character. And I feel like players that are not so hardcore that they try to figure out individual scenarios in Arkham, they're going to build a deck, and then if if their deck feels useless from one scenario to the next because the next scenario is so different and requires a completely different mentality for the deck build, you can't rebuild your whole deck between one scenario to the other if you're playing the way it was intended for campaign play. So it's not going to feel good when you feel completely useless, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I tend to agree too, and I feel like, especially with the Circle Undone, like each of the scenarios felt so disjointed from one to the next. Like other than like the faint whisperings of haunting, like being like a mechanic that they just kind of slapped on some of the locations throughout the campaign. Like that's part of why I like TFA so much, is that all the scenarios feel like they flow into one into the next as far as the mechanics go.
Yep.
Like when you build a deck for TFA, like that deck is likely going to do well in all of the scenarios. Versus, I mean, even just look at the 3 scenarios we've played of this campaign, right? Where you go from this tight, tiny little map with 4 locations on it, and then you go to a 15 map location, and it like completely changes the style of deck that you're going to build.
Well, even then, right? Scenario 1 is pretty big. But if you built a deck with a lot of movement tech, like everyone knows, like Seeker and some Mystic have some movement cards that will give you free move and all this stuff. If you built a deck like that, you'll do well in Scenario 1. That type of deck is useless in this one because of the barricades.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the barricades keep going up. Like once you remove it, doesn't mean anything because they're going to go back up at some point. So yeah, so you're right. It's but I so agree with you about TFA. I feel like that was like the pinnacle like of Arkham, and a lot of people I feel like time has been good to TFA because people have learned to appreciate it more. When it first came out, it was so derided by everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was interviewed by the Archivos de Arkham, they were shocked when I said my favorite campaign was TFA. Like they were seriously shocked, but I hadn't thought of it that way, and I think that's part of the reason. Now that you mentioned that the scenarios flow, so your deck will do, if it does well in scenario 1, it'll probably do well through most of the scenarios, other than City of Archives. I think that one's a little different, but you know, I had never thought of it that way, and now that you mentioned that, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like it feels so much more cohesive.
Yeah, and like explore is so prevalent in a large majority of the scenarios that like once you see it like in the opening scenario, you are like, okay, like this is what this campaign's about, so I gotta like, you know, make sure that this is how I build my deck. Or the enemies punished me for killing them, so I should plan to evade the ones with vengeance. And like that structure like makes you like, it does change the way you would build your deck, but it at least stays consistent throughout the course of the campaign. Whereas,
you know, upgrading one card for one scenario, like at the end of one scenario, is not immediately going to make that card useless on the following scenario.
Right.
Like in Circle Undone.
Yeah, I think Dream Eaters does that really kind of poorly too, but I think that's probably mostly just due to the fact that you're building a deck essentially for 3 scenarios.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Like in Dream Eaters, your deck changes so drastically from scenario to scenario because you just earn so much experience. That I don't know. Yeah. Like Dream Eaters is tough because like the scenarios are so weirdly different from one another that like trying to plan to build a deck around Dream Eaters is tough.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. Trust me. Dealing with the League of Extraordinary Investigators right now, like going through that. Definitely I'm experiencing that for sure. Yeah,
it's like you go through I feel the most jarring for me is when you go through Kadath into Dark Side of the Moon. Like that jump in particular is so weird because I think most players probably build their deck to deal with Swarm by killing it usually, right? They play like the Mystic card that deals 2 damage to each enemy, and they play things like that. Yeah, but that scenario kind of like takes that and flips it on its head, and then oh yeah, by the way, you have to pass all these agility tests, and it's like, well, god damn it.
Yep. So true. So true.
So
Yeah.
And-
Well, I guess we'll see what the next scenario brings here, because it's the car one, right? The driving the vehicles one.
is it horror and high gear?
I mean, they
No, we
hinted at
do
it.
we do Devil Reef first.
Oh, okay. Double reef.
Yeah, we do Devil Reef, and then we go into horror and high gear. So yeah, you take your car out to Devil Reef, and then you discover some weird things out at Devil Reef, and then you go, oh shit, I gotta go.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't MB Scott beat Dreamside super easy with Ursula? Yeah, I mean, Ursula is also just a really competent investigator to begin with. Like, you just get free actions, and like Ursula just makes the first half of the scenario one trivial. She moves, investigates, grabs a clue, moves, investigates. Like, you can do like half of that opening sequence in a single turn with Ursula.
And she's a seeker, which already they have.
So, like, I'm not surprised. Like evasion does help you in a lot of that campaign on the dream side. So like if you did tech into that, it would probably do you pretty well. But I think like just when you go into it blind, you're probably like, oh shit, swarm, I'm just gonna fucking kill these things with fire. Especially because Kadath is so small, right? Like evasion on a 3-location map isn't really gonna do you anything
at all. I mean, I guess you could do your thing and move out to the next map, but even then.
But only Ursula could do that because she's the only one with enough action compression to be able to actually pull that off. So
fair.
Or Trish. But yeah, we'll have to see what Devil Reef has in store for us. I liked it the first time I played through it. I think it's pretty fun.
It's fun, yeah. I definitely enjoyed it, even though we died quickly. I still didn't feel like annoyed by it or anything like that. And not to say that the standard is feeling annoyed by a scenario, so not feeling annoyed by it is good. But I liked the mechanics of it, the barricades and the keys, even separating the party, like, you know, splitting the party is something that doesn't happen very often, like forced in Arkham. So that definitely creates a different feel in terms of formulating a strategy on how to deal with it. And I think it maybe caught me by surprise quite a bit here. I wasn't expecting that, so it separated us, and I was ready to heal you, and that would have helped a lot. But we got separated, and then the enemies, now you're left dealing with some that you weren't prepared to deal with, and so on and so forth. So, and I got left in a location where I couldn't get out of. So
yeah, and there was a turn where I was trying to kill that young deep one, and then only landed 1 out of my 3 hits. So
that sucked. Yeah,
so
that was
I think kind of the turning point for the scenario. Was like, okay, I didn't kill this thing, and now I drew another enemy, and then game over. So
that's true. That was the turning point right there. Undertow is another thing about this scenario that's really hard. Is that undertow? I just
fucking hate that treachery card to begin with. It just fucking sucks.
Harsh.
I wish it was 2 damage or 2 horror, but it being both, it's just like it chunks.
And it wastes your action if you try to get rid of it. Which even wasting your action, you could fail, and you have to like get rid of a card, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't cost an action, but yeah, you have to get rid of a card and pass a test to get rid of it, which is tough.
So you get rid of a card and pass the test, and if you fail and you move, you're still gonna not only lose your card, potentially get negative effects from failing the test if you draw a bad symbol, and then on top of that, if you failed, you still have it, so you're still gonna take 2 damage and 2 horror, which is brutal. 1 damage and 1 horror would be brutal.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only card that I think may be a little unfair here, especially with the amount of enemies. Like, they're already dealing enough damage since they're hunters. So they, engage you and they deal damage. Like, let's not put Undertow in here.
Yeah, Undertow it makes it rough. And the fact that I drew it so early on just made it that much more difficult. So
yeah.
I even passed one of them too. Like,
yeah, you did. And then very next round, here we go.
Hey. So, are we continuing Friday or Sunday? That is a good question, chat. I know I am around Friday.
I could do Saturday early morning or Sunday morning. We'll talk about it, Nate, I guess.
Okay. We'll figure it out. In any case, we will certainly let you know in Discord when we're going to continue this campaign. As far as Friday goes, I'm debating on whether or not I want to stream, but I'll make that decision tomorrow. And I'll talk to Vase, and I'm thinking probably Sunday.
Yeah, just keep it consistent.
Just to keep it consistent, so...
Sure.
Yeah, let's do Sunday.
Okay, that works for me.
All right, so we will be back here same time, same place?
Yep. Not same time. Different time on Sunday, but same time as last Sunday.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant to say. So 10 Eastern?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we will be back at 10 Eastern on Sunday.
Sounds good. It's such a nice day out here today in Portland. Oh my God, I'm gonna go out to the park right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. I have to finish some trig homework, and then I'm gonna go outside.
My dogs are gonna miss me, but damn, it's too beautiful out there too.
What? You're not gonna bring your dogs outside with you?
I took them out. I'm gonna take them out, but I'm not gonna take them to the zoo with me.
Oh, fair. Park. All right, fair enough.
All
right.
Nate.
Thanks, Vase. That was fun.
See you, everyone. Thanks for hanging out.